So why did the people rise up, brothers? You can only understand this if you understand how oppressive the regime was. There's a famous quote from this speaker. He was quoting a CIA agent. And he said to him that CIA said that if you want a proper interrogation, you to send your prisoners to Egypt. If you want someone dealt with that he never forgets the experience, you send him to Syria. Meaning there's no interrogation in Syria. They are just going to torture you. Bashar al-Assad's only been in power since 2000. His father did a coup. He came in the late 60s. And from that time onwards, brothers, what Bashar al-Assad and his father did and what his family did is they set up a secret state. They set up an oppressive regime. They established power and ruled with fear. Bashar al-Assad's family, they're from the Alawites of Syria, who at most are 5 to 7%. So you've got this scenario where 75% of the people are Sunni Muslim. You've got other minority, then you've got the Alawis as well. So how are you going to maintain power in this country when you're a minority? How are you going to maintain power when really you should be in power? You're only in power because the Khilafah ended, the Brits and the French came, they carved it up, and then you've got this country called Syria. Syria, as we have today, brother, never existed in history like this. It was always part of the Al-Sham region. That's why even if you look at the map today, brothers, at least over half of Syria is desert. There's nothing there. If you look at the map from Aleppo, then you've got the coastal areas where the Alawites are, and then you go down Homs, Hama to Damascus. That is where the majority of the population is. Then you've got a small area in the northeast where the Kurds are, because you've got the Euphrates going through there. Other than that, the whole country is basically desert. It's a completely artificial country. And it was created like that for a reason. The whole idea was these nations can't become independent and they will always be dependent upon a foreign patron. You know, in this country, you've got the government, you've got the local council, you've got institutes, all very public. The people that work in them are civil servants, they're public workers. That's not how these guys ran it. The way they ran it is their army and their intelligence, they ran the country. Even where you had public institutions, really you'd have someone from the intelligence sitting on the board or someone who was running it from behind the scenes. That's how they actually ran it. So if they thought you were up to no good, if they believed you were a threat, in fact, if they believed you weren't a threat, a lot of people were ending up in prison. This is why, brothers, when the Arab Spring began back in 2011, it was inevitable it would come to Syria. When you oppress the people, when you're unjust to them, your regime may last, but you're actually laying the seeds of your own overthrow eventually.